like to do that.
Uh,
Hi
Hi.
there. This is Cindy Greenya with the Talbot Greenya Group.
And Katrina Ford with Talbot Greenya Group.
So this is one of my very favorite times of year. I think that there's so much to love about Christmas, especially because this year, hopefully, maybe we'll still have a little snow on the ground. We had about 12 inches in Winchester, and so we are definitely in full swing with holiday cheer at this house. How about you, Katrina?
You know, we in this side of Loudoun, Fairfax County, we only got an inch or so, and then we're all ice.
Oh, wow.
So we've got ice on the ground right now, and it snowed a little bit last night. So
Yeah.
uh,
What
still,
you can get, right?
I know. I went to the car wash, got my car washed.
Mhm.
So preparing.
Oh, well.
I
Oh,
know.
well. So
Yeah.
we wanted to talk about some of our favorite holiday traditions this year. So, I'll let you start it off, Katrina,
Yeah.
and you can just share some of the fun things that you get to do with your family.
Sure. And I think it's really interesting because as my kids have gotten older, right now I have 3 teenagers, one in college and one in high school and one in middle school. And I think our traditions have sort of changed a little bit over the years, but there are a few consistencies that no matter what, my kids have to do them. We typically go do the drive-through lights at Bull Run, which is the park in Manassas. They have an amazing light display. There's a lot of coupons you can find online earlier in the season. We do that. My kids love that. We usually throw extra kids in the car. And then we go up to Kensington, Maryland, and go to that LDS Mormon temple up in Maryland. And right now, their lights are drive-through only, so you don't have to get out. But we like to do that. Our Christmas Eve tradition, I think, is probably spawned from the movie A Christmas Story, because we do takeout Chinese every year. The same restaurant we've been going to for almost 20 years now. She expects our orders. We give each other Christmas presents every year. And I love having that relationship. She waits for us to call. She loves my husband. She knows him by name. So we do Chinese food. And then we play chimes, and they're little like pipes that we have created that hang on a string that you play instruments. And those are like the things my kids love to do. And I think for my kids, it's more that we do them every year. We have always thrown in new things along the way, but they're like, Mom, we're still going to play chimes, right?
Yeah.
So I think like the doing the same things for them has been kind of their favorite thing. Is not the most exciting thing. We've gone to the beach. They didn't like that. They wanted their Chinese food.
That's
So,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting. So one of the very consistent holiday traditions that we've always had is that every year my kids know that on Christmas Eve they get new pajamas.
Yep.
And so does Mom. So we get new pajamas every year on Christmas Eve, and that's an absolute expectation.
Yep.
We have done a couple of different things for, kind of light viewing. So out here, Clearbrook Park has a walk-through light show. I'm not sure that they are doing it this year, but I actually think that they are. So, and we're planning to go on the 22nd. So that's always a fun way to kind of start out the year. And in Winchester City, they also do luminaries in the Old Town section of Winchester City. So you can drive through the old part of Winchester City and look at all the pretty houses with their decorations while everything is lit with luminaries. So that's always been a fun thing to do. But the one tradition that we've kind of morphed into, you talk about how things have changed as the kids grow up. I still have one that believes in Santa. It's probably our very last year of enjoying Santa Claus at this house. And I will say, I think that I can thank COVID for that, because if he would be in school and exposed to
exactly.
other kids, he would completely and totally know that that lie is a lie, and he would have figured it out this year. But because his sisters know that they better not tell him, or there may be some bodily harm involved.
I still believe in Santa. Our rule is when you stop believing in Santa, you get underwear.
Amen. Yes. Yes.
Believe.
So my older girls, I actually give them an allowance every year, and they are now just buying gifts for each other. That way, then they still get to be surprised. They have a spending limit, but it's much lower than it used to be when they were little. And we do an annual trip. So we go somewhere special the 26th through the 31st of every single year. And this year we're going to go to Charlotte, North Carolina. In the past, we've been to Savannah, Georgia. We've been to, we did Washington, D.C. last year. We have done Philadelphia. So we always plan some special trip together. And so I was actually asking my daughter this year, like, out of all of the things that we do every year, you know, what are her favorite things? And hers is actually the trip. So I feel like my kids have a great life. They get everything that they need.
So I like to remind my children that they have a great life. Just saying.
Yeah, right.
They have it pretty good.
So, you know, getting them additional things at Christmas for the sake of getting them gifts is something that I've tried to steer away from. So we've really enjoyed that tradition. I think that's personally my favorite one. And we do also always sponsor a couple of families that are in need. You know, we stay pretty connected. I have a very dear friend of mine, Jen Shea Root, who does an amazing job of really staying connected. She has a porch project at her house. And so between her and other friends that are really community involved, they do a great job of sharing with me when they have needs in the community and families that are not going to have their needs met.
Right. We usually do. I think this year we've had 3 families that we've adopted, but we're doing a Christmas dinner for one of them. So yeah, I wish that my kids were more involved in hands-on service, which I know sounds weird, but a lot of the times what they do is, you know, in our lives with my nonprofit is that they collect things and they sort things but they don't ever see the actual like receiving of it and the joy that comes from them receiving it. They're just doing like the grunt work. Mm-hmm. But as I told them, you know what, you don't need to necessarily see to understand that you're blessing the life of someone else. So your grunt work matters. Right. You just don't always get to see kind of, you know, the actual, the blessing that you're giving them. So no, I know.
And maybe that becomes a future goal. So, Katrina also heads a nonprofit called the Dulles Area Closet. And they are currently collecting coats. And if anybody has coats that are gently used or new that they want to donate, I did make a donation, drop it off at our Keller Williams office in Dulles. And if anyone has coats they'd like to contribute in Winchester, I will make sure that they make it to our Dulles office. So we do believe in giving back. I think it's one of our core values on our team, and one of the things that really helps to bind us all together. So, well, I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, a happy holiday season, happy Hanukkah, and a very, very happy and prosperous New Year. And I hope that 2021 is better, that we're out of quarantine, and that we can go back to seeing our friends and family and Christmas partying and doing all the things that we're used to doing.
Yeah, we miss it. But Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Hope everyone stays safe and warm.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good holiday. Bye-bye.
Bye.